Whether you keep them in your home or love to see them in theirs, these are the creatures that bring us all together.
Reptiles. We're going to be delving into the experiences of reptile lovers from around the block and around the world. This is the Reptile Talk Podcast.
Boom. What is going on, everybody? This is Jeremy from Brassman Reptiles.
And I'm Robin. I'm creeping it real. I almost missed the intro. I was making myself a Shirley Temple, and I ran over here and made it just in time.
Just in time. I was about to be like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jeremy from Brassman Reptiles, and I'm Robin. I'm creeping it real."
Listen now, I'm here.
Hey,
I was
man.
mostly on time.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. So what's going on, man? We're here. We're talking about the season, the updates, what is going on. But before we dive into it, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good, honestly. I've been doing a lot of different things. Some things that I can talk about on the podcast, like I've been doing a lot of herping, and I'm taking a bunch of new friends that I've made in the area out on a little trip to go hike the Eno River here in this upcoming weekend, which is going to be cool.
Yeah.
And I extended a little invite to our buddy Trace, and I think that he's going to come along too. So
Yes.
I'm hyped about it. It's going to be good. And it looks like the weather's going to hold up. So that should be a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
I found out also that I will be doing a little demo for some friends coming up this fall. So I'm pretty
Nice.
excited. Yeah, some of the friends that I've been making recently don't know anything about reptiles. And so they were like, would you like bring over a couple snakes and like teach us about it? And I was like, yes, I will. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I used to do this for a very long time. And they're like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, we don't really know. I was like, sweet. This is my jam. I love this.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's been fun. I've been doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, running myself ragged, doing a bunch of different things, but it's been really good recently. Like, it's been, as far as like my animals and the stuff that I'm currently doing, it's been pretty good.
Hell yeah, dude.
How about you? How are you doing?
I can't complain, man. Things have been kind of chugging along. It's been a crazy whirlwind of a season. But I'm excited with how things have been turning out. Hit a few more colubrid clutches that have been like kind of iffy on fertilization. Some of them are like 50-50 splits, which to me just means I need to pay a bit more attention when pairing stuff, making sure that I'm catching more locks, but that's all good. It was I literally worked to produce more animals this year than I have since moving down here, and that's happened. So we set a goal and we hit it. So the few slugs or infertile clutches that have been dropped, or of course that sucks. When you put a female through a cycle just to get bad eggs is never fun. But at the end of the day, Pinky's out.
Yeah. Pinky's out. We got cool babies incoming, but yeah, overall it's been fun. We'll dive into the nitty gritty, but before we go any further, of course, as always, the Reptile Talk Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Black Box Cages. Go check them out, blackboxcages.com. Get yourself a new cage, a new rack. Check out some of the awesome innovative things that they have going on over at Black Box. I'm stoked to have some new enclosures in from Black Box. I've been teasing a little bit on Instagram on some new stuff that's come in, and I've got to actually sit down and edit that video to post on YouTube, which has just taken me a bit more time than anticipated. But I'm super stoked to be able to showcase those enclosures, and you'll see them a lot more as they're going to start to become the backdrop for future YouTube videos and stuff like that. So massive shout out to Black Box. Go check them out. And of course, on your way to check out, if you're getting a new enclosure or something else from Black Box, you can use code Reptile Talk and save a little bit off your order, because who doesn't want to save a little bit of money in today's economy?
Bam. So go check them out. Link in the description. Of course, you can check it out here on the ticker on the screen if you're watching us here on YouTube or Facebook. Otherwise, link is in the description if you're checking us out on the audio only version. Regardless, thank you for being here and hanging out with us. We're gonna have a good time.
Checking it out.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that's here watching live. Feel free to throw questions in the chat as we go along. Feel free to share out this video, and yeah, we're here to talk about the season, give you guys some updates on what's going on, what's happening in our world of reptiles, talk about what else is going on in reptile land, and yeah, and just hang out. So feel free to drop some questions in the chat, and yeah, we'll make our way through.
Yeah.
So Rob, I don't want to start on a sore topic, but you did hatch out some scrub pythons.
I did hatch out. I was like, a sore topic. What is sore topic? Yes, yeah. I know exactly where you're going with this. And yes, it is a sore topic for me. And I don't want to talk. I'm just kidding. I'll talk about it. That's fine. I did. I hatched out my third clutch of scrub pythons, and that is awesome and amazing. And I went through and I did a preliminary sexing of the scrub pythons that I hatched out, and I cried because it was ended up being 7 males and 1 female, and I was like, there's no way. Maybe I just messed this up. You know what I'm gonna do? My good friend Jeremy is coming to vend the Raleigh Repticon show, so I'm going to go hang out with him, and I'm going to bring my wares so that we can go through them together. And obviously, I'm horrible at sexing snakes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Jeremy sex them, or we'll sex them together, and we'll look. And obviously, I don't know what I'm doing because there can't be 7 males and 1 female. And Jeremy, we went through, and there were 7 males,
7 males, and 1 female. So, if you're looking for a captive bred male,
yeah, if you're looking for a really nice captive bred male barneck scrub python, holla at your boy. There's gonna be some available.
Rob's gonna have some.
Holy moly! Yeah, people keep asking me, when are you gonna let some scrubs go this year? I'll be letting some scrubs go this year.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to raise 7 male scrub pythons.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that people just need to learn a little bit more, because like a lot of people who are keeping scrubs are keeping them because they just like them. And I don't think that a lot of people have ambitions to breed them. And if that is the case, get a male, because the males often end up bigger than the females. And so if you want a nice big display snake, just saying, a big male barneck is a move. Because
impressive.
My male Brad, he is like 3-4 feet longer than all of my females. Like, he's big. Yeah. But yeah, so I will have some babies available, I'm sure. So some of them I went through and did like a preliminary kind of grading, because you can see a little bit of their pattern right now and see like kind of what's going on. You really don't see anything great until their first, second, third shed in. So I'm sure that will all change. But the mom Ursula is awesome, and the dad Brad is cool, and he's the dad of the babies that I produced before. So there should be some nice babies in there, and not a whole lot of reduced pattern stuff. I think most of it is like decently patterned.
Heck yeah.
And then also, Fleb is looking pretty dark right now and just went through a shed cycle. So I may or may not have another clutch of scrubs on the ground. I don't want to like jinx myself, but it's looking like I will probably have another clutch of scrubs. And that pairing is a repeat pairing from the ones that their last offspring. A bunch of babies in that clutch are the really black ones, like the really heavily patterned, super dotted all over, like really cool looking little scrubs. So that I'm hoping that she's much bigger now than she was the first time that she bred. So 10, 12 babies, pop out a couple more of those really dark ones, and that should be really, really cool. I'm fingers crossed that goes smoothly and I'm able to get some nice eggs out of that. But those ones won't end up hatching until the end of September or something, October. Right. Great. I love that for me. I'll all the rest of my stuff will be ready to go, and I'll just be hatching out another clutch of scrubs.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's great. This gives you time to establish this clutch of a lot of males and get them out.
Don't say it like that. Why do you keep rubbing salt in the wound? That's okay.
Hey man, trust me, I've been there. I have definitely been there. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Especially when it's one like you're like, these are gonna be really nice, and I want something to hold back. And you're like, oh well, there is one to hold back. And
great. I love that. One. That one.
Maybe this happened because the universe knew if you were going to get 50-50, you would have kept them all the females.
No, I'd already promised the female to 1 or 2 people, so.
Oh, that's fair. Well, then maybe that's the universe telling you to continue to be greedy with your females. So
I guess that's hey, if you gotta twist my arm, I guess that's what it's gonna be. Okay.
But heck yeah, dude. So I mean, definitely fingers crossed on Fleb for sure. And yeah, I mean that would be your 4th clutch.
Yep.
Of scrubs. So pause for a minute. 2 things. One, yes. Fucking congrats. Like,
hey,
that's
started from
huge.
The bottom and now I'm here.
Yeah, like, but that's really huge. And I think the majority of people who already know you and follow you know that like scrubs have been like the passion snake for you for a long time. And now here we are 4 clutches or potentially 4 clutches in. And I mean, like, that's freaking awesome. So like, congrats, because like you've put in the time and really like worked the project because you love the project, and it was never about a rush to do it. It was just about like, I really love these snakes and I wanna produce them.
Yeah. It for the people who are like, oh, I like scrub pythons, I'm gonna try to breed them. I kept scrubs for like 8 years before I bred them. Like I want to say it's like 8 years, something like that, before I actually bred them.
Yeah.
And I was interested in them for a much longer time than that. So, if you have the feeling that you're going to buy some scrubs and then turn around and breed them, it's probably not how it's going to go. Maybe with some of the captive bred stuff that's popping off right now, maybe people can do it a little bit easier. But this has been a passion project of mine. And if I only produce males from now on, that's, I'm not going to wish that bad juju on myself, but like, I did the thing,
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And it's also like just up from here. Like, you've got the potential for some others like Highlands and stuff like that in the future and
next
stuff.
Season.
And like, it's all
that will be next season. Mark my words. Highlands are coming next season.
Heck yeah.
Loading.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked.
I could probably do the Southerns too, but I don't know. I don't know about all that.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I love when scrubs start hatching, because I get lit up with messages on Instagram of a very excited, geeked out Rob with baby scrubs hatching, and I absolutely love it.
Look at them.
Right. Right. So I'm here for it. I'm so here for it.
Yeah. So I think that'll be good. And then I'm hoping that some gears can start turning towards looking for like a permanent place to be, because once that happens, then I get the feeling that my collection is going to change quite a bit, and it's going to be a lot more venomous things than non-venomous things. But yeah, but until I move to a county that's better for it, that'll remain in the background.
Yeah, which is fair. But it's still exciting, nevertheless.
Yes. Yeah. I can taste it on my lips. I know that it's within reach. I just need to get a couple more things in place. And I think that this year, if I can get another clutch of scrubs where I'm able to move some out, it'll be and with the Borneos that I got in the incubator right now too, if I can move some of that stuff, bring a little bit of income in, I think that I could make some stuff happen here in the not so distant future, and that would be really nice. Except for the housing market is trash right now.
Yeah, right. Right. Well, I mean, at least it will give you the option to start getting a nest egg up So when the time really does come, you'll be more than prepared, which is good.
Yeah. My mom was talking to me the other day and she was like, why don't you just like get a plot of land, clear out some space, put like a double wide out there for like your living space? Cause you don't really, I don't do a whole lot of stuff. I just need the basic necessities. I don't need anything super fancy. And she's like, and then just have them build a reptile building out there in the woods. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like a half bad idea.
Like, thanks,
that
Mom.
Does not sound
Thanks,
like
Mom.
a half bad idea.
Oh man, that's funny. Where's Rob? This pin on the map that's in the middle of the woods. Yeah, that's Rob right there.
Yeah, it does not have a street address, so you just have to follow the pin.
Yeah, when you've gone past the second oak tree, you went too far. That's how we'll know.
Yeah. If you start to see palm fronds, you went too far.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, heck
Florida
yeah,
right
dude.
now?
So
What's happening?
right. So what are the Borneo pairings that you've got eggs from right now that you're waiting on?
So both of them are actually really cool pairings. I'm excited to see what comes out of them because the first one, the one that I'm like most excited about, is it's a skunk Borneo pairing, which people have been waiting on those because there's not really been a ton of those produced. Like I've got some, and then there's a couple other people who have got, odds and ends and stuff that I've sold over the last couple of years. And then there's people who have very similar trait stuff, but it's not from the skunk line specifically. But so the female that reproduced is basically a really crazy reduced ultra with the skunk stripe trait. She looks like the old crystal glow leopard Borneos that came out like 20 years ago. And so I just call her my crystal glow leopard because that's literally exactly what she looks like. When she came out of the egg, I was like, oh, a crystal glow leopard. How the hell did this end up in here? I know the genes that go into this, but this shouldn't be in here. So really cool, beautiful snake, but I was not expecting that. And so I've been raising her for the last several years. And so her bred to a skunk trait, like I shouldn't call him a super stripe because he's not like tri-stripe, but a striped skunk het ultra animal. And so there should be lots of crazy reduced stripe black spots, nice Borneos in that clutch. So I am really, really excited to see what comes out of that. There should be some like absolute screamers if all goes well. Borneo genetics are not always the most reliable, but I'm assuming that given the genetic background of each of those animals, there should be some really cool, intense, at least some good reduced pattern stuff, some stuff that has some good contrast to it. So oh man, hold on one second. My computer was like, restart right now? No, don't restart. So
no.
So there should be some good reduced pattern stuff. So like nice ultra-y looking stuff with the like red face mask from the skunk and then black spots from the skunk on them. And then some nice super stripe stuff out of that too. And so that should be a phenomenal clutch. Really nice things. I think it was 13 eggs. So like really nice. I love it. And then the other clutch was from my granite striped het ultra female that Jason Chapman and I produced in Maine in 2016. So she's 9 years old, somewhere around there. Yep. And she was bred to one of my garble babies. So that baby is half granite, half marble. And he is like platinum silver. Like he's not like an ultra platinum, but his body is silver. So like when he came out, he was silver, and I was like, "Oh, I'm naming you Quicksilver." And so he has stayed really nice, crisp silver color his whole life, and he's got nice speckling down the sides and all that jazz. So she's got a nice stripe down the back and nice speckling on the sides and everything. So granite striped het ultra to granite marble. See what comes out of that with his coloration, her coloration, her striping, his pattern and color and everything. So, and I think that one was another like 13 or 14 egg clutch. So there should be some really nice, nice Borneos in there. I'm assuming, it has not been done before. World's first. No, I'm just kidding. But like, this pairing specifically has not been done before. So, granite and marble typically hasn't been mixed, and then crossing it back to granite hasn't been done before. So we'll see what ends up popping out. I'm hoping that there's some neat looking stuff that pops out of it, and I'm assuming that there'll be some really nice speckly cookies and cream sided animals in there, and maybe some ultra stuff and ultra granite and blah blah blah. So we'll see how that goes, and I'm hopeful that there could be some neat silvery looking things in there.
Hell yeah, dude. That's super exciting.
It should be good. Should be good. And the best part, did I tell you the best part? Those clutches were laid 2 days apart. So I'll have 2 clutches of Borneos hatching at the same exact time. How exciting is that?
That's why you're not getting your second clutch of scrubs until
later.
Much later.
Honestly, if that clutch of scrubs was hatching at the same time as these Borneos, I would lose my mind.
Yeah, exactly. What's happening to Rob? He's still tease feeding reptiles right now.
I would not be well.
Yeah. Rob has only thought out 5 mice because he's just working his way down the line to see who wants to eat.
Quail.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Eat it, please.
Oh man. Yeah, so it's designed to give you some breathing room.
Hopefully. It's by design.
Right.
It was meant to be that way.
That's true. This is true.
She did cycle kind of around this time last time too. I mean, I think that by May she was laying eggs last time, or June. So she's a little bit behind, but not wildly
crazy.
Behind.
Yeah, I think the one Borneo clutch, I'm still waiting on my eggs to be laid. But they're due on Sunday. She's due to drop on Sunday. So we will see. Fingers crossed. But the last time she went, she actually dropped at the end of March. So we're a couple months behind where we were the last time she dropped. But she also dropped 19 eggs. So
damn.
It was a big clutch, man.
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited to see what we get numbers wise out of her. Especially also because it was we did super stripe to super stripe. So that VPI dark trait super stripe to her. So, yeah, I'm very excited for that. But also first time male, I never witnessed locks, but they were always cuddled up together. So I'm very, very hopeful. But sometimes first time males, not always giving you the best. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But
yeah, that's kind of what happened last year with the male who sired the skunk stuff. I bred him to the skunk, the original skunk female, and it was his first year breeding, and I got like 7 good eggs or 6 good eggs. I got like nothing.
Yeah. So I'm like, as much as I would love 19 to 20 plus Borneos from one clutch, I'm not going to be totally upset if we get 8, 9, 10.
No. Those babies are going to be killer, man. So I think you need 19.
That's fair. That's very fair. I know this clutch has been a long time coming. Every year up until now, Matt Minatola has been like, did you breed those yet? Did you put them together yet? Like I remember when I posted the picture when we got that pair in. Yeah. I posted the picture of the male. Matt was like, "You got to breed that to that super stripe girl you got from me. You got to do it. I need something from that." And then finally raised him up. And last year he wanted nothing to do with breeding. And the year before he was just a little. He was smaller than what I wanted him to be, so I didn't try him. So for the last few years, Matt's been like knocking on my door, so to speak, to be like, "Did you breed that yet? I need something." So, which that's exciting.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, and I like stripy snakes. So who knows how many holdbacks
those
there might
babies
be.
Are going to be phenomenally striped.
Yeah. So I'm super stoked about that. I'm just like, oh, look at these holdbacks. The holdback numbers have already increased.
It's Borneos, they have to be.
Right, exactly. Oh man, but yeah, I'm excited for that. So what else do you have going on this year? What else is producing for you?
I hatched out some West Papuan cross carpet pythons. It was not really a great clutch because I did not feed that female heavily. So I ended up with 2 babies, no jags. And so yeah, that's okay. I've got a couple people who are like, I'm curious about getting a pet carpet python. And I'm like, here, you're never gonna breed this. Please take it. Either that or Josh Roberts is moving down here and he's got king cobras, and either way.
Yep. Snakes got to eat.
Yep, snakes got to eat. So either way, if they're not going to a pet home, then they'll go to another good home.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I have corn snakes that are about to lay eggs. I palpated them the other day, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are full of stuff. I got to throw a little nest box in there." And one of the pairs is going to be pure Okeetees, low cal, blah blah blah, so people can get their real Okeetees. And then the other pair will be Fokeetees. Well, half Fokeetees, because the male is
and Fokies.
Okies and Fokies. Damn, I need to get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, dude.
Just a big circle on it, a black circle with a red dot in the middle. It says Okies and Fokies.
Okies.
Justin Smith, man, Fulvius Apparel, let's do it.
Let's go. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so I'll have a couple clutches of corn snakes, and I think I've got one more Borneo that could go. I don't remember whether I paired her or not. There was one female who I was like, she kind of looks like she could go. And usually when they're looking like, they can kind of go, I don't throw anything in there with them because I'm like,
that's fair.
It's just going to wait. If they do decide to go and they're on the fence, then it's not probably going to be a great clutch and whatever. Yeah. And so usually I steer away from pairing females like that, but I think I put a male in there with her. There's no eggs right now, so I'm assuming that I didn't. Or if I did, it just didn't work. My one pair that I put together that didn't go, so.
Fair enough.
I think that's it. This year I didn't. There was like specific things where I was like, okay, I really want this to go, and I paired up a couple other things, but like maybe one other pair that I was like, oh, I want to see if these will go, and they just didn't do anything. And so, like, do I need to resex you?
Right.
Yeah, just Borneo things, And so I think that's it. I got the Highlands will probably go next year. I got 2 females who are like 6.5 feet long right now, and Fleb was like 7 when she went. And so these girls eat. They eat, and they want to eat. And so if I keep feeding them, by next spring they will be ready to go. And I'm assuming that they're going to go with the rest of the scrubs. I could be really wrong because the other people that bred Highlands have hatched them at a different time of year. So maybe I'm gearing myself up for disappointment, but I'm going to try and do them like the rest of my stuff and see how it goes. So hopefully I'll be able to have some Highland, because having Highlands would be mint,
Yeah.
Daniel from Indo Serpents has produced some, and Stephen Cush has produced some. And then there's one other person in the US who produced them, and I'm totally blanking on their name right now. And apologies to that person. But there's been a couple clutches of them, and I would really like to see some babies from All Star because he's just like phenomenal.
Yes.
And the girls that I've got that I've been raising are pretty nice too. I don't know if they're as nice as him. They're really nice, but he's like exceptional. So
yeah, he's a stunner. Yeah,
and he's a big boy.
That will be those will be the clutches that, like, I'm on day 54. I'm driving up and spending the next 6 nights at your house.
You have to wait a long time. They hatch on day 80, so like.
Okay, so day 74.
Yes,
I'm driving up.
Day 74. Yeah, come out and hang out, and let's just camp. The thing is with scrubs, especially the Highlands, when they're born, they're red. So like, since they are yellow, you can't see shit for patterning until they shed a couple times. Right. So like, I'll be excited to see the little babies poke out, but I'll be like, I don't know which one's the nice one. Are you the nice one? Are you the nice one? I don't know.
Give me a
They
month.
all look the same.
Give me one more month and I'll figure it out.
Yeah, give me a month and a half. I'm gonna feed these guys, and we will we'll see who's who and who's really nice and everything. Yeah, so that should be really exciting. I will be happy if I can get those to go, and then I will try and finagle my way into some Moluccan scrubs.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
They're still too pricey for me at the moment.
That's fair. That's fair. We've all got that cap. It's like the quote unquote 1 day cap.
Well, like I like Moluccans and everything, but a lot of them turn like black when they get older, or like they like dull out a lot when they get to be mature size. And as far as I can tell, the Highlands don't do that. And so I would like a Moluccan for having one, but I'll be really disappointed if I get one. It's neon yellow until it gets 9 feet long, and then it turns black. And then it goes black. Come on.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I would be disappointed too. Like all that time, that's the before and after image. Just like, look at how cool it is.
Yeah. But like, that's the thing, was once I can get some venomous stuff, Uganda rhino vipers are calling my name, and I need some of those things, because I still go back and look at the videos that Ryan Gradney posted last year, the ones that he imported, and I'm like, oh, the moment that I saw those online, I was like, those are Uganda rhinos. And I messaged him, I was like, are those Uganda locale? And he's like, how did you know that? And I was like, I have carried this torch for 25 years. As soon as I found out about those things, I was like, oh, that's my dream snake. That thing's phenomenal.
Yeah. It's when you're like, hi, my name's Rob Christian, and I know what the hell I'm talking about. That's
yeah. Sometimes I pretend to know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh man,
that is like funny. Way up there on my list, and they're a little pricey. Nice prices, Moluccan scrubs, but they were more expensive than regular rhinos. So those are another one of those like 1 days.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Okay. I dig it.
So I think that's where my season's capped at. That's pretty much it, I think.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's
what about
solid,
you? What
a solid
I hear
season.
You got some stuff going on.
There's so much stuff. There's so much.
You found a bunch of clutches right before you came and recorded.
Yeah, like literally. I was like, so I've been sitting at my computer doing a bunch of various work for USARK and recording some stuff for my partner, who is back in the chats. Hey. If you missed our last episode with my partner Mark, go back and check that out, episode 156. But was recording a bunch of stuff for his album today, and was like, if I don't like, today is my day to get that stuff done. So I've basically spent the entire day at my computer. So when I was done recording, I had to run a couple of errands real quick, and then I was like, I got to run downstairs because I know I have things that are close to laying, but we're not quite there. And I was like opening up enclosures. And I was like, oh, yep, you're laying on eggs. Oh, you too? Oh, and you just started laying eggs. Oh, and look at that. You've got some eggs over there too. And then going to check the incubator literally right before coming up. So like 5 minutes before we started. And I was like, oh, more leopard geckos are hatching. This is wonderful. So we're going to end the podcast, and I'm going to be setting up clutches of eggs for the next hour, and then getting more baby leopard geckos set up. But yeah, this season has been a whirlwind. So after moving out here, that first season was better than what I expected, but not everything that I bred went, and expected that to be the case after a large move like that. So I wasn't really stressed. And then every year after that was kind of like incrementally about the same, like within 1 or 2 steps of the previous year. So going into 2025, I was like, I've got a lot of animals that I've had for some time and just never really pushed to get up to breeding size. And I was like, well, we're finally getting to that point where they're on the cusp. So let's kind of get them over that hump. And let's start pairing some stuff. So, and a lot of this was like colubrid based, and So this is also like my final year of breeding ball pythons in any kind of quote unquote substantial number. So going from like 200 ball pythons or so when I first moved out here. Yeah, yeah, right. Quotes.
I'm using heavy.
Yeah, going from the original
here.
like. Yeah. Heavy air quotes here. But yeah, going from the 200 or so original ball pythons when I first moved out here down to the current 50 or so that's here was a big drop in numbers. But then I've just kind of like teetered and been like, oh yeah, if I do like 8 or 9 clutches, like that's cool. And this year I was like, no, we're going all in on the Amazons, so I need to make room. And I've got a bunch of ball pythons that like I've raised up, and they're like, this was the year they're like finally ready to breed, and I'm like, I gotta breed it. Like, I spent all this time raising it up. I gotta breed it now. So let's see what we can do. So I was like all in for everything this year. So I think we're gonna do just about 20 clutches of ball pythons, which is a lot of ball pythons. This is a lot. Rob, it's a lot of ball pythons.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of there will be some holdbacks. But I had a couple like 10 egg clutches, and I'm like, oh, this 2 clutches were already at 20 ball python babies. Oh god.
Oh.
So yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful. But yeah, some stuff that I'm actually really excited about. Some stuff that I was just like, I want to pair this to something unique and just make some different stuff. So like I'll have a bunch of like het candy combos, which I'm really excited about because the candy gene doesn't really get much attention these days.
You
so the
breed
clutch
a stranger candy clown.
That would be cool.
The abductor.
The abductor. I could call it the it.
Yeah.
the it
ball.
Yeah, the it ball. So yeah, so the clutch that I just pulled before coming up for the podcast was a leopard candy bred to a hidden genewoma Enchi Lucifer yellow belly odium. So it'll be some really interesting het candy combos. And I'm like, I just want to make some different stuff that you're not going to see very often, if ever. So I was like, let's just throw some things together and see what we make. So I'm looking forward to that. And I have a clutch due to hatch actually any day now. That was from a banana blackhead black pastel leopard hypo to a pastel Enchi super stripe bald. So we've got some cool potential out of that. So there's a lot of genes. We got a lot of genes.
We got so many genes.
So many genes. The best genes
like these.
Too good.
Next time I wore these jeans, I shit them.
That's why oh man. Then I didn't wear them anymore. It was the best shit. Nobody's ever shit jeans like that.
Not since the ball python crash of 2008.
Oh god.
Terrible.
But yeah, so that's an exciting clutch that's due to come out. And then the next couple of clutches I'm waiting on ball python wise. We've got a clutch of quad hets that are due to be laid at the actually the second week of June. So we're coming up close on those. But that was an axanthic clown. Yeah, an axanthic clown bred to a pastel Enchi butter hypo desert ghost. So there'll be 100% quad hets. So those will all be holdbacks.
So that's 1 out of how many? A 1 out of 64?
Yeah. No, way more than that. It's like
1 out of 100 and
It's like 1 out of 1,024, I think. Some astronomical odds. So we're praying that I don't have an all male clutch.
Ooh, that would suck.
This is gonna be the clutch that is like your scrub clutch, Rob. It's gonna be so many males and one female, and I'm like, all right, bitch, it's all on you.
And it's not even a multi-gene female. It's just a quad
it's
head.
Just a normal. It's just a normal quad head. Oh man, I'm not wishing that bad juju on me. Yeah, of course. But that one will be cool. And then another one that I'm excited for that's actually due to be laid in 2 days. So pretty much any day at this point is a butter chocolate sugar yellow belly het clown bred
butter,
to
sugar
yellow belly het clown. Yep. Bred to a Batman. So a spot nose leopard clown.
Ooh.
So that I'm excited about. Obviously, with spot nose and chocolate being allelic, there's some cool potential for some really interesting looking snakes. So I'm excited for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. And first ball python clutch of the season is out, and it's a bunch of triple het true ghost clowns. So you got some pinstripes and some chocolates, triple het true ghost clowns. So that one was a 10 egg clutch. One baby didn't survive, unfortunately. So we've got 9 babies. And it was 6.3. So I do feel the male heavy odds. But luckily I have 3 triple het females from last year that I'm raising up. So I don't really need any other females. So I'm doing okay. I think I might keep a chocolate female and a chocolate male. And then that'll be cool. This way I can do like super chocolate true ghost clown stuff like that.
Ooh.
That'll be yes.
You said a chocolate sugar butter yellow
belly. Yep. 100% het clown.
That's like a chocolate brownie. That's what they should have called that.
The chocolate
butter,
brownie.
Chocolate sugar, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. So we'll see what comes out of that. I'm excited for that. There's a couple of other interesting clutches for ball pythons, but that's pretty much it. And then we'll have some like double het ultra clown pos het hypo stuff. I just pulled a 10 egg clutch from a double het ultra glow. So a double het hypo ultra male female that was bred to a hidden Jinwoma Enchi yellow belly odium ultra male. So it'll all be ultras and het ultras, pos het hypo, a whole bunch of nonsense and chaos. So
chaos is what that clutch is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Trev is in the comment. Het diabetes.
Yes.
Yep. But yeah, so ball python, that kind of encompasses everything going on in ball python land. We talked about this one Borneo clutch. I'm very anxious for this girl to drop. Fingers crossed for a really good clutch out of that. We did the albino carpets. That was cool. Just albino to possible super caramel albino, which now we know is just a caramel albino and not a super, and that's totally cool. I'm just happy to finally know that it's not a super. So we did get that, and then colubrids. We're like right in the thick of colubrid egg laying season right now.
Oh yeah.
So I've got, I think, 6 or 7 colubrid clutches already in the incubator. Some San Luis Potosi kings, Cal kings, corn snakes, Texas rat snakes. And then as of today, what else is being laid is Mexican black kings first clutch is being laid. I have another female that's about to drop. Also, could be any day. Hell, she might start laying while I'm doing the podcast. The second clutch, so I double clutched the scaleless Texas rat female. She's laying that second clutch now. And from what I saw when I opened up that enclosure, she's already got 10 eggs out. So that's going to be a lot. So we got those. I just had a Pueblo milk snake do a pre-lay shed today. So we're a week and a half-ish away from Pueblo milks.
Sweet.
Or Pueblo milk eggs, I should say, not actual babies. Had a Honduran milk snake just go into her pre-lay shed right now. And that was a really nice snow to tricolor albino het anery posset hypo. So that should be fun. That won't be a huge clutch. She's a smaller Honduran female, so I'm expecting like between 4 and 6 eggs out of her because they lay really big eggs. Yeah, like massive eggs. I noticed my North Mexican pine girl is swelling really well. She has been paired a few times.
The cool one.
I have not seen locks. Yeah, the cool one
that you didn't post pictures of.
That I did. Yes, exactly. So I didn't see locks, but they were again always cuddled up. So trust me, I'll post pictures if I open up that enclosure and see her on eggs. There's going to be a million pictures.
Fucking better. You fucking better.
So I'm really looking forward to that. Just pulled a clutch from a cool corn snake clutch. This was an anery Tessera stripe, triple het, hypo blood red scaleless, bred to an anery motley scaleless, and I think she was het albino too, because I got some snows out of her last year, so she's also het for albino. So some cool potential scaleless stuff, and then that same male also bred to a blood red pied side double het hypo scaleless, or sorry, double het anery scaleless. So and that girl is going into her pre-lay shed right now, so that's going to be a really exciting clutch. So those two corn snake clutches I'm really geeked about, because you've got a lot of potential for some really exciting scaleless combos, and even just the hets. There's going to be some cool hets in those two clutches as well. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm just going to show pictures of only the scaleless animals to Rob, because I know how much he's going to enjoy it.
There's too much peeing going on here.
I don't think there's quite enough, sir. But
that is a matter of subjective opinion.
Oh man, but yeah. So I think, like I said, I think about like 7 clutches in the incubator right now. I did also pull one of those like 50-50 fertile infertile clutches from another San Luis Potosi king, but I think we're up to 3 San Luis Potosi king clutches. So I'm really excited for that. I've been raising those Mex up for a while. So
Mex.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that one for sure. What else? Snake wise, what else is going on? I think that kind of encompasses it. DJ, you missed the ball python talk. I already talked about the ball python clutches. So any Bell Texas rats. So they're both possible het for leucistic. So we might see some leucistic Texas rats in this clutch. We shall see.
Every time I see a big white-sided black rat snake, I'm like, oh, I need one of those.
They're really cool, dude.
They're so cool looking. Well, I see the baby
they
ones,
are really
like,
cool.
Whatever. And then I see a big one, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
It's an impressive freaking snake, dude.
Yeah. I like things with contrast, and those have got contrast.
They really do. They really do. Then we get into gecko land over here, and I think we're already 10 clutches hatched of leopard geckos. So a couple of those were one egg clutches, because like one good egg, one dud, whatever. But yeah, so we're staring down the barrel of about 20 baby leopard geckos out right now, and I'm super stoked because I took my white and yellow Joker male and bred it to a gem snow clown cross, and that pairing has produced some really wacky looking leopard geckos. So I'm really excited to see how those start to develop. Some of them are just starting to go through that initial color change where you can see kind of what the pattern is actually going to do. So I'm looking forward to that. And I hatched out a couple of like fully striped Jokers, which are really, really cool look when they get older. Yeah. So it like they look like, imagine a bold stripe, but instead of being those really wide bands down the side, it's like these two little, like if you took a Sharpie and just went down the sides of the leopard gecko, like it's really, really interesting. Yeah, so I'm pretty intrigued to see how some of those develop, because they're already looking really neat at like 8 grams. So so once they get a little bit more size, I'll be more excited about them. But some of them have some really great colors, and the first clutch that came out this year were some white and yellow tangerines, and they're starting to really kind of come into that orange color. It's starting to bleed through a little bit, so I'm really, really looking forward to seeing those as they get some more size to them. So yeah, I think we've got at least another 20 or 25 clutches of leopard geckos. I
was just gonna say like 27 clutches left.
Yeah. So all in all, minus clutches that I either missed or had dried out or were just duds, just because the sheer chaos of life, sometimes some things get missed. But number of clutches that have gone into the incubator this year is 54. It's a lot of clutches of leopard geckos. Yeah, I will say some of those were from first time females, so the fertilization was like it was 50-50 on some of them. Yeah, so which I'm not mad about, because 100+ leopard geckos would be absolutely wild. And I was mentally very prepared for it, but now that they're all hatching so far, yes, I was very much mentally prepared.
Not anymore.
But yeah, but now that they're already starting to hatch, I'm like, okay, we don't need that many. We
Maybe not that many.
Yeah. So one of the things that will take place after this season, which I was just talking with Mark about a little earlier, is we're going to go through the colonies, because a lot of them we've got duplicates or multiple females of the same genetic combination that are in a group that we were trying to get a specific thing from. And now that we have that, we can raise up some of those babies, and so we can swap some things out. So we'll probably have a few bigger females available later this year. So that'll be fun.
Every time that I go to a show and I see a really big bold stripe, or like a Halloween mask bold stripe, or what's the other one that's like that same gene?
Like the Bengal bold stuff.
Yeah, the Bengal bolds, and I see those things that are just like big markings on them. I'm like, I just want 10 of those things. Like,
they're really cool, dude.
I just want to make stuff that's just bold as hell. Like, I don't need leopard geckos. I really don't need leopard geckos. But maybe right. People come over. Hey, do you have any albinos? No. Hey, do you have any leucistic? No. Do you have any this? No. What do you have? These. I like these.
Just these. Yeah.
I was bold stripe Halloween masks. That's it.
So the one pairing that I did put together, but the female just did not go this year. I didn't even see her ovulate. Was an extreme bold stripe with no known hets, bred to a tangerine bold that is just like the epitome of a bold stripe. And she didn't lay anything for me. And I was like, damn, because she's a monster girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're gonna be that female that lays freaking 15 clutches of eggs by yourself, you know, but they're all gonna be freaking insane. Yeah, like they're all gonna be insane, crazy, like just stripes down the side.
Out at 4 grams.
Yeah, right, exactly. But didn't do anything. So I was like, okay, you're high up on the list next year of make sure this breeds, because I really want to see some crazy bold stripe stuff. Because again, I like stripy reptiles. So that's like epitome of leopard gecko.
I bred them briefly when I was in Maine for the pet store so that I could have some. I bred some reverse stripes and some bold stripe stuff. And I just sold them all through the pet store. And it was a good time. I like them and everything. But if I was going to do it again, I would just get some of those really crazy Halloween mask bold stripes and just breed those just to make like, how contrasted can we make it?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, I feel that. And they're just it's a cool looking leopard gecko that's also different enough from a normal that like your eye's going to be drawn to that regardless. You know what I mean? Like that kind of level of contrast, you can't help but be like, what was that? You know, you know what I mean? Like
it's like what is it? Mojave GHIs. You see those from like across the room, you're like, what is, damn, that thing's cool looking. What is that?
Yep. 100%.
Mojaves. Just dark and cool.
Yeah, man. You put them right next to a blue-eyed leucistic, and you just have that crazy contrast. You're just like, whoa, what?
I was telling you about that idea. Just have a whole rack of super Mojaves, and then breed a super lesser male to half of them, and then a super GHI to the other half.
Yep.
Or you don't even need a super GHI, just a GHI.
Just a GHI. Yeah. Well, no, you would need a super GHI. Otherwise, you just get Mojaves and then GHI Mojaves.
That's okay. Whatever. But yeah,
it's okay.
If you want to optimize things, super GHI.
Yeah. Super to super.
Super Mojave. And then you get all GHI Mojaves and then all blue-eyed leucistics, the white blue-eyed leucistics, and you just have a table that's black ball pythons and white ball pythons.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's yeah. And then in the middle is pieds.
Sold. Yeah. Everyone. You have to have a separate rack for that though. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh man. But yeah,
I think about that sometimes.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've talked to a handful of people. DJ from Monroe Morphs here in the chat, equally one of them. We talk about the ball python market and what we see happening. And you know, I mean, the one thing that stays true is some of these, like, we consider them, you know, very simple, basic ball pythons, like a blue-eyed leucistic or a GHI Mojave, that, you know, when they first hit the market were like game changing, you know, but now we've seen them produce so much that we not overlook them, but we're very used to seeing them. But you put stuff like that in front of the general public, and it's like you've lit a brand new fire under their butt, you know, about ball pythons, because they've never seen anything like it. And like, those are the animals that usually tend to sell, regardless of whether the market is really up or really down. Stuff like that always seems to be able to find a home. And I think that's also a testament. What are ball pythons? Stuff like that is, I think, a testament to ball pythons in general being, you know, honestly, top of the totem pole when it comes to pet reptiles. They've surpassed everything for really the last 3 decades. Once we figured out how to keep them and breed them, then have pretty colors, they're never going to get knocked off of that. I don't think any other.
I think they could.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think could knock them off the tippity top?
if we could get some of the spotted python or children python morphs over into the US, I think they could knock them out.
Yeah.
Because they're smaller.
Yeah. They're smaller. The caveat is
they're assholes.
They're assholes. Exactly.
Trev
That's
said
the
hognose
only
snakes.
caveat.
Hognose snakes can never be it because there's too many people who are allergic to them.
Yeah.
Literally, we had a kid who got a hognose snake, bought it from the pet store for his parents bought it for him for Christmas, and he was feeding it the next week and ended up in the ER because he had an allergic reaction.
Yep. And there's of course just the people who will just avoid because they hear mildly venomous. Whether they're potentially allergic or not is irrelevant. They hear that and they're like, nope, dangerous. It's venomous. It's dangerous. But yeah, I think so I will say I agree. I think if Antaresia were not assholes, they could easily take over in ball python land.
We can breed that out of them.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it'd take quite a few generations.
Maybe.
Maybe. I still have a picture somewhere on my Facebook of one of my old children's pythons that literally like bit and wrapped my phone.
Your whole thumb. Oh, your phone.
No, my phone, because I was trying. I just wanted to take a picture of it. It's like, oh, it looks really cool, coiled up like that, and it was just like, I like iPhone, and it was done.
It was like, I heard this is Apple.
Yeah, exactly. Never had a ball python do that, but
I've had a retic try it though.
Oh, definitely have had a retic try it. But yeah, I think that ball pythons have sat on that tippity top for a while, and I chuckle when people ask, what's the next big thing, because I think every species, I can't even say every species, but these larger pet industry species kind of go through their ebbs and flows. You and I have seen it numerous times where colubrids come in and out of favor. It's cyclical. The different carpet python species cycle in and out of favor. Like you can always move them, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes prices kind of dip a little bit. Some of the other various colubrids, corn snakes are another great example, another morph heavy driven species, but a high production volume species. So price points drop quicker. Same thing. I've heard people say like berms and retics are going to be, especially we've got pieds now, we've got this, we've got that, and of course it's a size thing. Number one, that will always keep them away from being a tip top, pet industry ruler. Number one, and number two, just the maintenance. Maintaining an animal, not before it even gets to giant size, an animal that is mentally programmed to eat and grow and do, like, it is going to eat you out of house and home, versus a ball python that's like, just give me that mouse, man. I'm good. Like, I'll be good. And guess what? Maybe for 3 weeks, I don't even want that mouse. But
maybe for 6 months, I don't want that mouse.
Exactly. I want to agree with this, that the quote unquote new thing is Pituophis, and in between
people are obsessed, bro, because of Emily from Snake Discovery.
Yes.
People are obsessed with pits.
Yeah, which I think is awesome, because there's cool morphs and there's cool stuff like that, but there's a lot of really cool localities and just like polygenic things that are specific to those localities, where like you can get hooked and go down a rabbit hole of just really cool snakes. So I would wager to say I don't think they're going to become the next big thing, but I definitely think that they're going to be a new layer of popularity for a species that I feel like, outside of those who already are aware of pits, are going to start to figure it out and be like, oh wow, like that's a cool snake. And even at 6 foot, like, it's still a manageable size snake. It's not an incredibly girthy snake. So I think there is some potential with pits for sure. But yeah, man, so many things, so many eggs being laid, so many wonderful eggs being laid. Probably some holdbacks, Rob. There's going to be some holdbacks.
Oh, there's a couple.
Rob, there's some holdbacks.
That's okay. What's his name? Not what's his name. Garrett from Reptile Reptiles. He came on our podcast and said he's never going to sell an African house snake, and he's selling African house snake.
Yep. Yeah. Too many holdbacks.
Too many holdbacks. You can't keep them back forever.
That's true. You can try. You can try, but at some point, after 500, at some point,
can't hold all of them back.
You can't hold all of them back, man. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
But when you have
as much as I want.
Yeah, right. Exactly. When you have species that have such a high fecundity, it's at some point you're going to hit max cap much sooner than you ever thought possible.
It's bound to happen.
It is. And that's okay. Let some other people have some African house snakes.
I guess.
I get right. They're a cool little snake. I like house snakes.
Yeah. I like the green ones with the yellowy orange stripe down the back. I think they're
auroras. The auroras. Yeah.
Those are cool.
Those are really cool. Those are cool. That's just a different look, very different color palette, and
very
unusual.
Weird.
Yeah.
Speaks to the weirdness in me.
It does. Oh man, let me see if I can find it on Facebook really quick, because I just saw a little earlier. I think, was it Kayla that posted it? I don't waste too much time if I can't find it, but
Timothy asks, what do you think about Viper boas? I love Candoia. Viper boas,
yes,
they're okay. A lot of people like them because they're small, but they make up with their smallness by having little man syndrome, and they bite the crap out of you. So I've kept Viper boas before. I like them and everything, but I prefer a lot of the other Candoia species to Viper boas. But you can't deny the red ones are super nice. And then I've seen a bunch of striped ones recently, and those are also very nice. So I think Viper boas have some potential. They're cool and everything, but I think for the average person, they're not going to be on the chopping block. Not something that the average person can pick up and buy. I think the average person, if they wanted to get a Pituophis with some coaching and everything, they could get one and do well with it. Viper boas, not so much. It's like Brazilian rainbow boas. I think that not the average person could just go out and get a Brazilian rainbow boa and do well with it. They got to do at least a couple weeks of research before they go get one. Otherwise, they probably are not going to do great with it. And Viper boas are the same. So
true. I can't find. I was looking for a post I saw a little bit earlier about file snake eggs.
Ooh.
And they were hatching.
I saw that.
Yes, I can't remember who it was, and that's going to bother the crap out of me. But that was really cool, and definitely a species that I'm like, they get attention whenever they're around, but not enough people know about them. They're just a really cool snake.
Yeah, I every time I go to a show and I see Spilotes, I'm like, I used to keep Spilotes. I really love Spilotes. I do not have the space at the moment or the drive to keep them. They eat a lot, dude. You have to feed them a lot, and they're active. They need a big enclosure, and I look at that space and I'm like, I could have more scrubs, or I could use that space for the scrubs that I'm already raising up right now.
True. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
But hell yeah. And 2025 is going to be one hell of a year. I'm excited for both of our seasons. Some cool stuff is on the way. Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. It's time to wrap this up. So you know what that means.
Yes.
You know what that means, Rob.
It means that you can follow me online. No, I'm just kidding. Trying to think of what has got me excited about reptiles right now. I've been seeing a bunch of really cool stuff online. I'm just going to take a look and see if there's anything that I've saved recently that really jumps out at me. One of the things was Paul Bodnar producing those Bismarck ring pythons.
Yes.
That was cool. Oh, Stephen Cush just posted that he produced some Halmahera scrub pythons.
Oh, heck yeah.
Hatching out my own Barneck scrub pythons again.
Yes.
Can't beat that. Maybe looking down the barrel of another clutch of Barneck scrub pythons. Also amazing.
Hell yeah.
Doing this little critter walk that I'm going to go do on Sunday, where I'm going to do the same thing that I do every weekend, go down to the river and look for snakes. But I'm going to have a bunch of, I don't want to call them normies, but a bunch of non-reptile people with me who know nothing about snakes. So I'm going to geek out and talk about snakes for 3 hours and
hell yeah.
Be like, oh, look, do you see that snake there that's underneath that leaf? And they're like, I don't see it. Look, it's just the edge of its belly scales that are showing on the side right there.
Literally Rob. It's like, I saw one scale.
It was there. It was very obvious. It's very obvious to me that it was there. And then I step over the one that's in the path and walk like right by it. And everyone's like, what about the one that's in the open? And I was like, I didn't see any snake. A snake? Yeah. Where? That's not where snakes belong. They don't belong in the open. They belong over there underneath that pile of leaves where you can just see the tip of its tail sticking out.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to be a vine.
Yes.
What about this snake that's being a snake right here?
In the middle of the path, not hidden at all. I don't see it. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, wild. Rob would DJ said Rob would be the one to be able to tell venomous versus non based on ventral scales.
Yes.
Yep, that he saw 100 yards away.
Easily. unless I'm in a car, because then I will not see it at all. Did I tell you about my situation that happened last week?
No.
I was driving for work. I need my road cruising license revoked because I was not road cruising. I was working the other day and I drive for work, and I was driving down like an access road that's kind of like, it was paved, but it was behind all the other roads and all this shit, and it's going through the woods. And I'm driving and I'm like, see something dark on the side of the road, and I was like, that kind of looks like a hognose snake, but why would there be a hognose snake out here? So I'm driving along and I was like, that really looks like a hognose snake. Maybe I should turn around. And I'm driving and I'm like, there's no way it was a hognose snake. It must have just been a piece of a stick or something. It like started eating at me. And so I was like a mile down the road, maybe more. And I turn around and I'm like, I just got to go look just to see. And I drive back and it was gone. So I'm like 95% sure that I drove right past a nice, 1.5 foot long solid black Eastern hognose snake, and I just drove by it and kept going. Yep, straight to jail. Just lock me up, throw away the dang key, because what is that? I was like, that looks like a hognose snake. Nah, that's not a hognose snake. It was a hognose snake.
That hognose snake was like camouflage on 1,000. Yeah,
let's go. It was like standing up too, like a little bit, and not doing the full cobra thing, but it was, as soon as I get behind the wheel of a car, I'm like, snakes don't exist anymore. I don't know. Don't make sense to me. I don't know. Jeremy, God. What has you excited about reptiles right now? Schmamazons.
Schmamazons, definitely. Oh, I didn't talk about Amazons.
You didn't talk about Amazon this whole episode.
Everything else outside of Amazons. I think it's because like I have a handful of gravid animals right now, but they're not due until like August. So I've like put it out of my mind that there are gravid Amazons because it's not happening anytime soon. Nothing is happening anytime soon.
Staring at the enclosure the whole time.
Literally would just be like there'd be a new seared out hole where my eyes have been staring for the last 100 days. Like,
oh no.
But yeah, there are Amazon litters in the works. Tigers, tiger het leopards, hopefully some red calico stuff, some bicolor stuff. Yeah, lots of fun Amazon stuff, even though I'm not talking about it all that much because there's gravid stuff, but boas, you just wait forever and then you pray. So that's
hope that everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, so we're in the pray and hope stage right now. But I've got females that are hugging the heat hardcore right now, so we're moving in the right direction. But yeah, it takes some time. It just takes so much time.
Yep.
But yes, Amazons. I'm excited about Amazons. I am excited. You know what I'm excited about? I haven't talked about these in a while, but I saw DJ just mentioned it, and I was having a conversation with somebody else about them too. I'm excited that rough scale pythons are being more frequently bred in captivity here in the States. There's a handful of people that have gotten clutches this year, and that's exciting to me because that's a species that wasn't available for the longest time. When they were available, they were gone. They didn't even hit the market. They were just gone, and people were like, "Check out the new rough scale python," and I'm like, "Yeah, how? Like, didn't even know that was here." Mm-hmm. But now a lot of those people that were snagging those 4 or 5 years ago, they're adults and they're breeding them, and that's cool because that is a Morelia species that I would still like to work with one day.
You never had rough scales?
Never had rough scales. Nope. Nope. I've gotten to handle them. I've gotten to mess with them, but never gotten to own them. And for me, it's the eyes. The eyes of rough scales really just kind of captivate me.
Silvery kind of.
Yeah, it's like silvery blue against that like dark brown coloration. Like I need that. I need that. But yes, I am. I'm excited about that. I love seeing new species get that foothold in the industry. Not necessarily becoming insanely popular, but just finally getting established and getting some captive breeding going on a larger scale across the country. That has me pretty excited.
Hell yeah, man! We got to get you some rough scales.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yes. Jerry was like, I did want to add 3 or 4 more different species this year. So.
I'm all about it. Complexity, headaches. I live for it.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. We're something. We're breeding shit. That's.
Jeremy, if people want to follow you, where should they look you up?
Anywhere there's rough scale pythons. No, check me out all over on all platforms at Brassman Reptiles, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Morph Market if you want to see a few things that are available. Otherwise, if you want to see full availability, go to brassmanreptiles.com. Check out some cool stuff. I got to update some inventory a little bit later this week, and yeah, that's about it. Brassman Reptiles. Figure it out. Type it out. All one word. Brassman Reptiles. Brassman Reptiles. Rob, what about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Rob is Creeping It Real. Is probably the best place to look up the stuff that I'm doing. I keep my stuff updated on there pretty regularly. I have not really even been on TikTok recently, like barely at all. Yeah, the last like couple months, I've just been like taking a little breather from TikTok, so I have not really been on there all that much. But Rob is Creeping It Real on TikTok. I do have a YouTube channel, but I have not posted anything on there in a hot minute. Don't add me on Facebook unless you have produced Bismarck ring pythons or scrub pythons, like pure species scrub pythons.
pure species. Yeah. None of those
Here's the deal.
friggin' crosses.
I got 1,000 friend requests right now in limbo, and whenever I get a new friend request, I click on their profile and I scroll, and if it's not like cool snake, cool snake, cool snake, cool snake, I'm like, okay, back to purgatory you go. And if there's some concerning political things, I block you.
Yeah, can confirm this is real. I've watched him do it.
Yes. At the also, expo, I see somebody, I'm like, scroll. Nope, not enough snake stuff. Nah. Sorry, goodbye.
Nope. And when people add me on Facebook, I check to see if you're friends with Rob. That's like the threshold for me.
Yeah. It's either got to be we have 300 mutuals in common, or friends with me.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I see like less than 20 mutuals, I'm like, are they people from my hometown? No. Okay, like probably not.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Are they people who I actually know in real life, or are they internet people?
Yeah, internet people.
Yeah. But this season's gonna be good, man. I'm hyped. Yeah. I can't wait to do a recap once everything's out, and we can talk some more about all the cool babies that we hatched out. And
hell yeah,
next season's gonna be even better.
So many babies. So many.
Almost enough babies.
Oh god. Heck yeah, man. I'm super excited for what's to come this season and going into next season. It's just
hell yeah.
If
you guys are listening, make sure you check out Black Box Cages, blackboxcages.com. Get yourself a new cage or enclosure. I've got 2 clutches coming out of Black Box Cages enclosures this year from my scrub. So just saying it works. I'm not gonna say it's gonna work for you, but it worked for me.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging and watching with us. If you're checking us out live here on the stream, thank you so much. If you're listening to the audio only, do us a favor, leave us a comment. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, let us know, leave us a rating that you're enjoying it, or if you're not enjoying it, tell us, but maybe don't leave us a rating, just send us a message. But 5 stars or bust. But
yeah.
But no, thank you guys so much. We appreciate the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode.